All right, so here we are, the latest episode, podcast, videocast.
Yeah, up to more technology.
Yeah, we're cool on the GoPro.
Shaka.
Of CrazySmooth Combat Radio. My man Mike Musatelli, of course, joining me. Yours truly, Big Smoothie, and so much to talk about in the world of MMA lately, man.
Lots of things,
and so much just to talk about in general.
Yeah. No, it's there's a lot of shifting and moving in the new year.
More importantly, how are you?
Me, I am doing well. Got some stuff in the air, some up in the ether, materializing. Might have a fight announcement soon. You know, maybe I can sneak onto the People's Show at 95X with Big Smoothie.
Plug.
Maybe. Well, you know, I do it. I try and scratch your back.
Is that what it is?
You're letting us use your camera today, so.
Well, you know, yours is dead. You obviously haven't learned how to charge the battery.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Fine.
That's all I got, man.
Fine.
That's all I got.
The best insult you're going to give me for the day is
I'm sure more will come out.
I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out.
Just give me a little time.
I thought it was a pretty good radio voice there.
Yeah. No,
no,
you puked.
No?
No, you puked.
I did.
Hey, guys, how are you doing?
I was doing that because I can also do like the one world, the movie guy voice.
No.
Yeah, I got it. I can do it.
Please never do that again.
Just shut up. You've got a face for radio.
You're right, I do.
I got the voice for it.
Thank you very much. Your face isn't looking any better than mine lately.
Yeah, well,
you got some cuts and you get smacked around there, buddy?
Smack. Huh? It gets like that. Chris Roach's wife. No one knows who Chris Roach is, but his little wife was just rolling, and she was just going all out and swung around, hit me with a back elbow right in the face. And I was like, going nice. It didn't. It lumped up.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was bad, man.
Oh, good thing you're not in the world of being pretty.
Oh well, it's just a side effect that I am.
Yeah. Well, right.
It's a perk.
Exactly. So last time we had Ryan in here.
We did.
And
we had
he just if you haven't heard, he won that fight
very violently. God, that was brutal. If you watched, did you get a chance to watch the video at all?
Is there video?
There is. He went out. He executed his game plan.
Wait, right there. Cut the video. And we're back. There you go.
So you saw he executed real well, kept range, properly waited at the right time. Guy came in and just blasted him with a counter hook. Now, Pennsylvania MMA rules are kind of screwy. There's no ground and pound to the head.
But to the body?
Yeah, on the ground.
Okay.
In amateur, which seems stupid.
I got you.
But whatever. And the guy goes down and is just out. And I'm like, they should be stopping this. But Ryan jumps in because the ref didn't for whatever reason. And he ends up getting around to a north-south choke and puts the guy unconscious with that. So the guy was knocked out twice in a span of
Talk about a great
seconds.
time. That sounded like a good time for that guy.
It was a great time. Yeah, it took like 35 seconds, and it was just a violent fight, man. Dude.
Speaking of amateur fights, is there anything going on around here? Because I haven't really seen a whole lot for around the area.
There hasn't been too much. I know there's some Gladius stuff and this and that popping up coming around the new year, but you know how it is during the holidays.
And you know what? We'll get right into this. We were going to go a different route, but we'll talk Sheldon Silver.
Oh, see, I was going to segue.
Let's go right into it.
Took my segue.
Did I say I took your segue?
I had it all set up. I was going to
here's the thing. I'm the host. You're the
Talent.
The talent.
There we go.
I host, you talent.
Fine.
Okay?
Fine.
Okay?
And the looks.
You still haven't learned your place. That's all right. But let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because you have the inside. Well,
yeah, because I paid attention.
You actually read the paper.
I got like
you read. I don't
6
read.
texts and emails, and my phone blew up.
You have a lot of
7
time on
this
your
morning.
hands. I don't have a lot of time on my hands.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
It's not very nice. You have a lot of other things on your hands. From
calluses. I lift weights, man.
I moved stones.
Anyway, give me the lowdown here, man.
Yeah, arrested was he at bright and early 7 a.m. I guess for charges of corruption. So
a politician's corrupt?
I know, right?
Say it ain't so.
And we were talking about this before it came on. As I hate Sheldon, like he's a horrible human being.
I know,
horrible.
He is
like very blatantly corrupt, very blatantly dirty, and all that. But part of me almost respects that because he is OG about it.
He plays that game. That's his thing.
He doesn't care. He knows. He's like, yeah, I'm corrupt and I'm evil and I'm a bastard and you're gonna take it because you can't do nothing. And he like brushes his shoulders off and slaps a woman and drinks whiskey, whatever it is he does. But and I was telling you that like before there was an interview that I was reading at some point because I try and keep tabs. And it was like a woman's group was really pissed at him because he didn't step up to defend some sexual harassment lawsuits of some of his other like people were sexually harassing his, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And they were really mad at him. And an interview was like, and how do you feel about this? Like, they didn't vote for me anyways. And just like, woof, walked, like, dropped the mic and bounced. And I was just like, it's kind of gangster. As much as I hate you, I have to respect the level of a scumbag. Like,
right.
Like, you are a scumbag to the core. You're not just pretending to be dirty. You are a filthy human.
Yes.
But, yeah, apparently he was taking out like $750,000 in pay from a law firm for doing nothing. He was just getting money. Certainly not laundered or anything. Yeah, so they're a bit like, so where are you getting this money from? He's like, I'm for my job. And like, what do you do? And he's like, my job. Like, what do you do at this law firm? Or $750,000? He's your face. And
all you have to do
they
is
won't
say,
take that anymore.
All you have to do is say, I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
Even that they didn't. I think he might have tried that, and they didn't buy it.
They didn't buy that either.
They didn't buy it. No. So he was the big roadblock for New York pro MMA because he was in the pockets of the Culinary Union. They said, look, don't let MMA come through because the Culinary Union out in Vegas.
Yeah, it's a whole
has their beef with the UFC, yada
right.
yada, casinos, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
But when he goes, the door should be wide open because it does have.
Well, because
bipartisan support.
Yeah, let's be honest. Everybody knows that there's money to be made.
Yeah,
and everybody knows that everybody wants it here. Think
it's
of
legal in Canada and 49 other states.
Right, except for here,
just not New York.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be this progressive, for New York City, the Big Apple, all that, and it's terrible. And the thing is it's like just so blatant. The way that he prevented it from coming through is ridiculous to think that that's the kind of the checks and balances. Like there should be someone that go, no, you can't do that. Because people have brought him sample tests where they would bring it through. They're like, look, we surveyed everyone in the assembly. It would pass. Bipartisan support. It'll go through. It'll be great. Money, money, money. Cool beans for New York.
Right.
And he just went, okay, and then just didn't let it get to the floor for a vote. Like it didn't get voted down. He gets to choose what goes out to vote. And he's like, oh, this bill, whoops, and just, you don't get to vote on that today, and it just would keep sliding by, so they were trying all this other stuff with lawsuits and whatnot, but if he goes bye-bye,
right,
so should the ban, hopefully, just, and it's clutch, especially because another session's just
I mean, and we're talking, and you're talking venues for every imaginable thing, from little to big. I mean, obviously, you're not doing something in the Dome, unless it's redonkulous.
Yeah, but do you think the UFC couldn't bounce up in the Dome? I mean, the inaugural, but they wouldn't go to the Dome. They'd go to
Madison Square Garden,
yeah,
or Barclays. I mean, either or. But
I'm sure. Who knows?
Here's what
does the Dome do boxing on occasion?
No, they've never done that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But here's the thing: is I don't know if the Dome would allow that to actually go in there. But if it did, I think you do the basketball side. You do 30,000. You do Jones versus somebody, because obviously Jones is a New York guy, and coming off of what we'll talk about here, coming up in here in just a bit. Because I think me and you have completely different opinions on it.
I feel
and
like
I think this one's going to get pretty interesting.
I'm going to hit you with a bottle.
You probably are, but I think that could do really well there. Obviously, the Garden. The thing is with the Garden, where you could put 30,000 in the Dome, you're only going to put maybe 18,000 seats in the arena.
Yeah.
Plus the floor is only maybe another 1,000 for a show like that. So but how many shows does he do in New York a year?
Well, exactly.
How many
that's
you know
the
what
thing
I mean?
is you sell it as the
right. And then
the
you're
big
looking at
opening day. Like, you don't. They didn't put a card in Canada every 2 hours, but they did that super card with GSP, and they sold 55,000 tickets.
Yeah, and I mean Jones has fought in Toronto and all that. So I mean, you're definitely at that point. I just think it needs to happen. Let's be honest. There's enough fighters.
Well, not for
around.
anything, but this is. It was weird that it happened so recently. Just because not too long ago, I had put up a big Facebook rant about I'm a firm believer that if you really want, there's going to be a way around. Like being a fighter, I never got to fight in New York. I never fought amateur in New York. I didn't do any of this, stuff that's open to New York fighters nowadays. You youngsters had it so easy. But whatever. So I'm like, there's always going to be a way around. But lately, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a pinch because there are, even at the UFC, even at Bellator, even at World Series of Fighting, all these top level leagues, Titan FC, whatever it is, it's the undercard is filled with guys that locally can sell 500 tickets.
Exactly.
And if you don't think that I could sell 400, 500, 1,000 tickets to the fucking War Memorial, or and then you talk about guys that are, we have Ed, Big Ed's one of the guys from our gym, heavyweight, very talented.
Nobody wants to fight him.
Hasn't been able to get a pro debut in almost 2 years. And do you not think that if it was local and he was the hometown boy selling 2,000 tickets, they'd find someone to fight him?
Well, think
if he's fighting in Massachusetts, it's not as big a demand because he's not selling that many tickets. But here, he's selling 1,000 tickets. Someone's going to fight him. They'll find someone. The promoter will fight him.
Well, I mean, if you look at the places that a Bellator goes in, Mohegan and all those places, I don't think you could do that at the casino here.
Well, here's the real little wrinkle in time about that. The thing with the reserve out in Onondaga there, they have said that we'll always follow the rules that New York sets. So if New York goes pro, Turning Stone will hold them.
Well, they will. Yeah. They will. But, I mean, you imagine putting something in the War Memorial, like you said, in the War Memorial, a Bellator fight or something of that nature, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where you can fight. I mean...
How many seats are in the Memorial?
You're looking at, I think for hockey,
crunch.
It's like 6, maybe?
Yeah.
40, 50, 59.
It's not huge,
but think, but you fill that place with people that want to see fighting, the place is going to explode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes the smaller venues are more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, even at Bellator, I fought in places that hold 15,000, 20,000, and I fought in some that are 7, 8.
Right. Well, Mohegan wasn't, when we went to, it wasn't filled. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good crowd.
Yeah.
But there was definitely some spots where you see the TV cameras didn't go. You know what I mean? but that I think that would change here. Plus, they've had that there.
Yeah.
We haven't had that.
I was about to say, that's the thing, is you're talking about that whole explosive, new, burgeoning.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have fights everywhere. But then you'd have the douchebags that would screw something up, and that's just, how things are.
And so what I was saying is, it's just, this is the first time in my career, because I'm not, I am a top 100 ranked still in the world. At my peak, I was 49.
That's nice.
I'm usually floating around 80 nowadays, but still cool. But I'm not at the point where it's like you put me on a main card, people are going to automatically tune in. I'll admit that, but you put me on the undercard, I'm not selling tickets. So it's getting to this point, and for personally as a fighter, it's like you're caught in this middle ground because of all this political bullshit that doesn't even involve fighting. Right. So if it becomes pro, it's just like now all of a sudden my value raises as a fighter. Sure. And I can... Absolutely. It's just cool. It's just a ton of stuff that people can't even really think about.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
We're looking. It'll probably happen middle of the year. By the end of the year.
Hopefully.
You know what I mean. So all right, let's transition now. Obviously, the biggest news in MMA right now is John Jones and the cocaine thing. Yeah. Recently, anyway. But before we get into that, let's talk about the fight.
The fight.
Because the fight, a lot of people said it was good, and I'm not. Obviously, you train in that, and was that fight? Did it live up to the hype?
I wouldn't say lived up to the hype. I'd say it was a very good fight. But the hype that they set, you're kind of setting an unreachable bar.
Well, it's either somebody's getting knocked out in the first minute of the fight, and that didn't happen. And I think everybody's like, "Oh man, we're in the third round. This sucks." You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you expected that, and it definitely was. It was. I'd say it was a great fight, like a very, because of the way that the pendulum swung.
Yeah, back and forth.
And I will give Jones his credit where it was due. He showed the difference between championship rounds to someone that hasn't gone.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I agree with you.
Maybe he had some boost on his cardio for some reason.
That ain't boosting the cardio.
Keeps the heart rate.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
we're gonna get into it now. Go ahead.
Teaser. That's called a teaser.
We're talking about the fight, but
the fight was. I mean, it was a great fight, and Jones. For me, the moment I knew that it was over, they went back to. They were showing the corner cams and all that.
Yep.
And Cormier was in his corner, and his corner said something to him like, "You need to blah blah blah," and he said, "I'm trying," and that means you're lost. Yeah. You're done. The moment you say "I'm trying," you're no longer.
Do you think he was? Because from some of the people, including guys in his camp, that said he was wore out by the time he got to the fight. Do you think that with everything that happened, the trash talk and all of that, the whole week, you see videos all over Instagram and Twitter and Facebook of those who, camps crossing, John. Do you think that adrenaline got to a point where it shut him down? I
don't think so. I know that that's a really good thought, but I don't think the dude was in the Olympics. That's a whole circus unto itself, and he's got to be used to experiencing some of that.
Right.
So, yeah. I think part of it was he's used to being able to get in there a lot easier, and Jones was very good at controlling the range. He couldn't get Jones down early and easy. He did seem to lack a little bit of his endurance that he usually had. He did seem to lack a little bit of his power that he usually had.
Well, it's a different ballgame fighting a light heavy compared to a heavyweight.
They move faster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
and then you got a guy's arms. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
John, and what he said, he played the game, and everybody's like, why isn't he not just jab him? Because he can't reach. Yeah. But he was getting in tight with him.
Well, there's a whole new, and it's weird, we were actually talking about this with my wrestling coach last night. There are... People think being tall is automatically bad for takedowns and things like that, but there is a whole slew of things that being tall is advantageous to. I can get my hips really far away. It's really tough for you to get in because I can get my arms. There's a whole physics-based thing. Lower guys, obviously, a little lower, easier to get up and under, but it's easier for me to get my hips far away from you.
Right.
So, he couldn't get Jones down for whatever reason. Jones did a great job controlling his hips. I think DC didn't push for the takedowns enough in the clinch. He was too happy to do that dirty boxing fun.
Yep.
And he was landing great uppercuts and all that.
Honestly, I thought one of those were going to put Jones out.
Oh, yeah. A few of those came up.
He was snapping his back. Yeah, exactly.
But, hey, I think it was a great fight. It went back and forth. But after the third round...
championship rounds are a whole different ballgame.
That was it. It just changed. He didn't have it in there, which is, to me, very odd.
Which he knew.
Yeah.
And the best,
and he knew it, and he admitted it, which is
I still think the DX chop was the best part at the end of that fight. And then those two throwing blows after. If they would have went in the first round like they did at the bell of the fifth round, that fight would have went in the first round.
Oh yeah, that would have been over in a hurry.
But obviously, they're not done. We're going to see this again.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean, DC was talking about it beforehand. This is my one shot. I'm old. He's 35, 36, whatever it is. His body's taking a lot of abuse, Olympic trials.
Well,
and all
we'll
that.
see. We'll see.
Hopefully. Hopefully it deserves it. It was a great fight. Jones did definitely win. It wasn't like a
it was four rounds to one easy. Yeah. There's no doubt.
It wasn't like Gustafson.
No.
But it was a good fight.
Did you watch UFC Fight Night Sunday night?
I only bits and pieces.
Okay. Just Cerrone had a great fight.
I heard it was a very good fight. I heard
he should not have won.
Bendo got robbed.
Bendo got robbed big time.
But
big time. And Dennis Silver was completely outmatched. I don't know why they put that.
Everyone knew that. I mean, so he's good and all that.
I think Aldo will probably beat McGregor.
I think Aldo will mince him.
Yeah.
I don't.
Listen. I love, and me and you are different on this.
Yeah.
I love the WWE style hype.
The only thing I don't like is the fact that the UFC is trying so hard to cram it down.
They really are. Well, they are.
They're doing so much. Take it, Conor McGregor. He's not Ali.
Here's the thing: is
he's good. Right. He's very talented. He's very fast.
What they did, you wouldn't even know he was fighting somebody because they never mentioned Dennis. And
you just thought he was going to come out and someone was going to
everything was McGregor. Yeah. But I get what they're doing because they need somebody at that weight class because Jose is he's Brazilian.
He's the king.
He's the king. Yeah, he's been how many title defenses?
He hasn't lost in like
10 years.
Some ridiculous amount of time.
Right. So I mean, they need something in that weight class. I like Conor. You know what I mean? We'll see.
I just don't think he stands a chance against.
No. I agree.
And people are like, oh well, no one's faced. He hasn't faced anyone as dynamic as Aldo. I'm like,
should he have fought Frankie Edgar first?
Yes. Who? Aldo or Conor?
Conor.
I think he should have. Yeah, most definitely. But they don't want him to do that because Edgar is a wrestler, a superb wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's
Conor's shown a lot of weakness against wrestling. Last time he faced a grappler, he got picked up, put down, and choked out in 36 seconds.
I gotta give Edgar props because he said it. I'm not happy that I just lost my next title shot, and granted, he did.
Yeah.
But this weight class needs that.
It does.
And you know what? That's a classy guy. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of them. You know what I mean?
It's worth, there's more people talking about that group than there has been since it was founded.
Pretty much.
Since the WEC came over.
Yeah.
So cool beans on that.
There
But I still think Aldo just will decimate him.
All right, let's get into this now. I know that we have two varying opinions on this, but I think this is going to be a good chat. Obviously, can we call it Cocaine Gate? Are we allowed to call it Cocaine Gate? I don't know. No? All right.
No.
But obviously, the after the fight.
Only if we could also call it Bones Nose.
Bones Nose. Yeah, well, whatever the hell you want. The whole controversy of Bones bumping a line.
Probably should have drank that away from the microphone.
Yeah, well, whatever. Doing a little bump, probably August or something of that nature, somewhere around there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, you did a little bump, whatever. Not the brightest thing a champion has ever done.
No.
And it kind of goes to show. I think, let me say this before we, you go on about it. I think what he needs to do, you're a hot mess. What he needs to do at this point is be real. Stop fake, because you could see the fakeness a lot of times.
Yeah, well,
especially after
you saw it during the DC
ESPN. Oh yeah,
when they're like, we're off the air. He's like, what? We're
still. What do you mean? But be you. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm his brother, if I'm Chandler Art, I'm like, bro, just be you. Don't be something you're not. You know what I mean?
Part of me agrees. I will agree with that. I will agree with that. If you're going to be. If you're arrogant, if you're whatever, then just
be
do it. Be genuine. That's cool.
Hey, Tito is Tito. We know what Tito is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to question it. People love him. People hate him for it. But that's the nature of the game. And people, love John Jones for his talent. But I think most people dislike the kind of they get that vibe that he's trying to be something that he's not.
All right, go ahead. Get into it.
Well, it is admirable that he is trying to be something respectable. But
you're fighting.
Yeah.
You're beating people up for a living.
No. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No, here's the thing. It's not...
I'm not saying you have to be a dickhead. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm
just saying like you have a different mentality.
Yeah.
And I think it's listen, could I get punched in the face and take it? No, I couldn't do that. No. I've been punched in the face before in my life. I don't like it. I prefer it with a helmet on and shoulder pads.
It really bothers me too.
Yeah, well, right.
This is people ask me all the time, "You're a fighter? Do you like getting hit or something?" No, I fucking hate it. It ruins my day when it happens.
I gets black.
I try and minimize it.
It doesn't feel good.
The difference is I try to avoid it, but I know how to handle it when it happens.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. But
no. To be a fighter, you don't have to be a douche. You don't have to be a tough guy. You don't have to be. If you are naturally, I don't want to say arrogant, but
cocky, whatever,
exuding confidence,
right.
then do it. Be you. Don't. I appreciate that you're trying to put out a humble image and like, oh, I'm the kind of guy the UFC doesn't have to worry about getting a DUI. Oh God.
Yeah.
But Bentley crash.
I got it.
Topical. Anyway, I thought I would get a laugh out of that. Piss off. So it was. To say that you're going to be this thing and then you can't pull it off, I think he's struggling with trying to pull off the image that he thinks a champion should be. So there's something noble there, but you're failing so monumentally at it at this point.
Do you think that he actually did the coke, or is it something else that they tried to cover up?
Yeah, he did.
All right. What are they covering up then? Because you just don't go to rehab for a day. But I saw the interview on Fox. You know what I mean?
You do if you're the multi-million champion of the world, number one greatest fighter. Then you get to do that.
Here's the thing is.
Here's the thing.
Okay,
Matt Riddle got busted with a medical license for marijuana.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Fired him. John Jones gets busted with blow 4 weeks outside of a championship fight, biggest fight UFC's had.
He didn't get busted with blow. He didn't get busted with blow.
Fair enough.
He tested positive. He didn't get busted with it. It was a different
Okay.
ball
Well, no,
game.
it's the same thing though. Riddle got tested positive post fight.
Yeah.
But he has a license for it and medicinal, and they cut him. He gets, John Jones goes, and they're like, oh, we'll support him going
That's paper,
to rehab. We're going to support his decision.
That's paper in the
He went to
main
rehab
money.
because the UFC said you need to technically have been in rehab to make our statement true.
Yes.
That's why.
But here's the thing: is that's money in the money weight class. I mean, light, heavy, and middleweight are the money weight
that's
classes,
where people
right?
go. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'd rather we see the heavy. Yeah. Your money, baby. Your money.
My new nickname, Money Mike Me Stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Don't.
We just not so much. Damn.
No.
All right.
I didn't even choose
As
Crazy.
a fighter, are you mad that he did blow?
Yeah, it pisses me off. Not just as a fighter. Okay, let's start with the fighter aspect. Let's start with fighter. People like to go out and party, whatever. It's cool. Outside of being a professional, knock yourself out. Not my cup of tea.
Right.
Never tried it. Never gonna. Whatever. Go have fun.
We drink.
You have your poison.
Yeah.
Everyone chooses a poison.
Sure.
Doesn't fucking matter to me. As long as it doesn't ruin your life, whatever.
Absolutely.
That one very easy to ruin your life with, but cover that on another date. I'm not here to pass judgment. Everyone's got problems. So as a person, understand, but you're not a person anymore. When you put yourself on that stage, when you decide, I'm going to be one of the best at the world at something, there are side effects to your decision. You are now under the public eye. You are now being analyzed by millions of people. And the higher you climb, the more pressure is to be analyzed. You have a responsibility to act differently. People go, oh, he's just a person. You're not just a person anymore when you choose to do this.
Right.
You're not the average Joe walking down the street. You don't get away with the same shit.
Right.
And you need to hold yourself to a higher standard. And there's a difference between handling the pressure to become a champion, the training required, the dedication required, and handling the pressure of being a champion, being a professional, being a high-level guy. You have to present yourself in such a way that people should be able to look up at you. And I got into a whole heated fucking internet battle with someone recently.
You have to stop doing that.
I know. The problem is I'm still a nerd, so I'm on the internet a lot.
Listen, they're keyboard cowboys.
I know. They
man.
really. Well, this is the thing. It wasn't too heated. It was me squashing.
Yeah,
them like an idiot.
right. Yeah, I get it.
But what it was, and did you read it?
No.
I read your posts. Watch your stupid
I'm
little
funny.
videos.
My videos are
You
freaking
finally
hilarious.
have figured out how to look at the lens.
Look at the camera.
So you're welcome for that.
Only after you said it to me.
Well, because
But I'm
otherwise
like,
you
Mike keeps
constantly
yelling at me. I do. You're right. I was doing that.
You look a little
right.
little touched when you're not looking at the camera. So
Yeah. Is that what it is?
yeah. So I was trying to help you out.
Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great look. Where were we?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're
champion.
a keyboard cowboy.
Yeah,
buddy.
so he got into this whole thing. He's like, well, he's just human. Why are we? Not everyone can be a role model. Well,
Right.
why the hell not? Why should we? This is a big problem in society. Fucking soapbox. I'm climbing on it.
All right, climb on it.
We need to start holding people to a certain level of decency in the fucking world. Reality TV, whatever you want to blame it on, I don't give a shit. People as a whole suck a lot more than they used to.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And the mindset that this person said just blew my fucking head right off my shoulders. He was like, people can't why hold people to high standards if they're just going to fail? Because then they're at least shooting for a high standard. People, John Jones needs to hold himself to a high standard. People are watching him by the millions.
Right. Right.
His standard has to be different than the asshole taking the bus to work every day. That guy, no one's watching. No one's emulating him. No one's growing up and saying, God, if I work hard, I can be just like the guy working on the bus. It's a noble profession, but not as much attention.
I get it.
And the more attention you get, the more responsibility you have. With great power, great responsibility.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Spider-Man. No, I get. I mean, I understand. I guess it's just me. It's just because I look at UFC and MMA. I guess maybe in a little bit different light than that. I mean, when you're talking, you're a hot mess. When you're talking football, you're talking, hockey and those big name sports, those guys, I guess you're beating people up. I guess that's the way I see it. Is you're beating people up,
This
and that's
is the other thing that I got into in the discussion with him about.
I'm just saying, like,
okay, yeah, I get it. We are at the end of the day, it is beating people up.
Neanderthalish, and not that that's a bad thing because I like it.
It's not. And the thing is, this is the other argument I got into.
Put me like in a chokehold or something if I ever walk it.
Probably.
Yeah, for this conversation. Anyway,
the other thing, the other discussion I got into was like it's just fighting because he took the same stance like that. It's fighting. These guys we're watching violence. At the end of the day, it's to hurt someone else, and this pissed me.
It's not to hurt someone else. That's not what it is. I don't agree with that.
Okay, that part he took a little farther than you, but it's not just fighting.
Right.
Two highly trained, incredibly dedicated people, adults, consenting to engage in a contest where they are testing their martial arts skills.
All right.
Not fighting. Drunk people outside of downtown at 3 p.m. That's just
3
fighting.
a.m. You mean?
Whatever.
If they're out,
if they're drunk outside at 3 p.m.
We wow.
Like, are you saying that you couldn't find people drunk outside?
Oh no, I'm sure we can. There's no doubt about it. I mean, but, you know,
fine, 3 a.m.
All right, there you go, 3 a.m.
But whatever, you know, fighting, reeking of axe and Jaeger bombs. That's fighting. Right. These guys, what they're doing is a notch above that. It's a different thing, and people need to view it as such. If you're just viewing it as dudes throwing fisticuffs, then you're viewing it in the wrong way, man. These are guys that have dedicated years to doing something correctly.
I get it, but I get, and that's because you're in it and you're doing it.
Yeah.
But and the P1s that are watching that, you know what I'm saying? You know, those the main people that come back every single time. That's the way they see it too. But the casual fan isn't looking at it that way.
I get that, and that's part of the problem. Is there needs to be someone setting up that as the representation of what the sport is, and someone going out and getting deweys and doing blow is not the way to set that.
I could be a fighter.
Yeah, you know that's not.
I bumped the line last night.
As the top guy in the sport, you hold the responsibility to carry the torch for all of us.
And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like
no. Some of those obviously I was a little bit of
no, and I get and that's
hyperbole.
And that's why because we see it in a different way because you're in it, I'm not, and that's what makes it. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where I don't care if he did a bump. I really don't.
I know. And
you know what I'm saying? And like with if as long as hopefully he's not out raping somebody or doing
Well, that's a bit of a jump.
But I'm saying like when you talk about these kind of things, doing a bump and those kind of things and I don't have a problem with that. I don't. Should he carry himself in a better light? Yes. USC's problem with that is and the Nevada they just out and threw it out there and didn't they didn't try to cover it up.
Well,
which
there's a whole different thing that I don't know if we have time for, but it's like talking about there's a big several paragraph piece in every contract that you're going to get from every major organization.
All right.
Swallowed my tongue
Very
for a
good.
minute there. It's called Fighter Code of Conduct.
Yeah.
And I know
and any job has the same thing. Yep.
$25,000.
That's nothing.
Ooh.
You want to fine him? Hit him with like 500.
That out at them real quick.
Hit him like $500K if you're going to fine him.
Yeah. You know, where you're supposed to. That should be more than a slap in the wrist when you're caught with that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Just like if you were working here as a DJ, like you do.
Yeah.
And at one point they're like, we're going to institute some randomized drug testing there, and they can do that shit.
Yeah.
And you get busted with that.
Yep.
You probably lose your job.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
The fact that they might have, whatever, but in accordance to the Fighter Code of Conduct, they probably could do that. They could say, I'm going to check this to see if you're still being a good representative of our sport, not breaking any laws.
Right.
And then
you know what? At the end of the day,
you're getting into how far it could reach.
You're right. You're right. No, yeah. At the end of the day, he's still the light heavyweight champ.
He is.
He's still who he is. Mm-hmm. They'll never get rid of him because he's making them millions.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's the other thing is love him or hate him, he draws eyes. People want to watch him lose, and people want to watch him win.
Yeah, well, I honestly don't think he's ever going to lose. I don't think he's going to.
Until I get my shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right. Absolutely. I don't think. What? No, what? Come on.
That didn't seem sincere,
dude. I got number. You know me. I got number.
My very first sparring partner. I knocked him down.
I know you did.
Body kick dropped him.
I don't know.
Dude, fuck you.
I just don't see anybody beating the guy.
I need to work on my striking before I can.
Well, yeah.
And takedowns.
It's not personal, bro. I know. I don't see anybody beating him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Again, though, from from my point of view, it's my job to analyze every fight that I'm watching and see
where the points are. Yeah, no, and
jits needs work. I got jits, bro.
You do. I'll give you that. You got armbar, motherfucker, just like Ronda Rousey.
Bam, bam.
But bam, bam. Don't do it. Oh, shit, he did it again.
I've done it. I did it. I think people catch on.
Huh?
Who knows?
I like it, though. I think
it.
It's funny to me.
But that also goes in part of that was part of my argument when I was talking to this schmuck is like it's not just brutal death blow.
No, I don't think it's
because fuck 2 or 3 of my fights have ended without me hitting him.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He's like, I got you on the ground. I'm like, well, I got your arm.
Yep.
and it's over.
And my ribs broke. Damn it.
Oh, really?
I had to.
You're a pecker. I hope you drop one of those fucking stones on your feet. Big lunk.
Oh, that's man love.
I know.
It's man love. It's definitely not. I don't look at it as barbaric like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
But the problem is some people do, and you're on that end of the spectrum.
Right.
I mean, you're not swayed down towards Tony fuck off there. That was I've gotten more and more vulgar as this show's gone on.
That's okay. I think both of us have.
as the that guy that I was talking about was where he's a schmuck, like I just want to see blood, just bleed, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're not quite that level.
Right.
You're a little more moderate, obviously, thanks to some interaction by your local pro fighter.
Bam.
And
that's very good.
That's cool. But we need to sway the public opinion further. I mean, if you're ever going to be accepted as a mass sport, I mean, you think about even the average asshole refers to here's the term the sweet science, and they know they're talking about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That I mean, obviously that sport's been around since ever.
Right.
So a little more of a head start, but you need to start pushing that angle because at the end, boxing is 2 dudes punching each other as hard as they can.
Same thing. Yeah, absolutely the same thing. That make a
small
lot
area.
more money.
Yeah, making
a lot more money. I'm not going to get you started. I know.
We need to start pushing to show that, and people view boxers as almost civilized rock stars, rap stars, evolved, whereas MMA stars still kind of get that knuckle dragger vibe.
You have your top guys, and then you have a whole bunch of guys that nobody knows.
Well,
and that's and
they have that in boxing too.
Right, and no, I agree, and they still get paid more than you. But I'm gonna get my ass kicked by the end of this.
They get paid more than him too.
Yeah, I don't make shit. Are you kidding me?
No, that's true.
I'm just happy to keep the electricity on at home. You know what I mean?
You have a home?
Well, yeah. Where I lay my head.
You're making more money than me.
And watch my porn. Anyway.
No, you have your phone for that.
Yeah, well, you're right. I do. It travels.
Didn't you put up a fact recently about something like most porn?
They don't watch porn on. Yeah, it's all on your phone.
It's all on the phone.
It's all on the phone. It's not on. Nobody watches. Nobody uses next to the bed.
Just put it on the phone. Well, I mean, because I'm not gonna get up.
Yes, what you have one hand and the other hand? No.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't hold it.
You don't hold it?
I'm going to lose.
I hold it. You don't
really?
hold it? Yeah.
Well, I hold it, but I don't.
Where's going?
This has gotten off topic. I don't know if this is a G-rated program anymore.
It. Well, it never was.
We bumped to PG.
we went heading up to the R. Talking coke to porn. I mean,
this has been a bit dicey.
Yeah.
OG, gangster, corruption, cocaine.
I like this show. We need to do this more often.
This is the way I need to do it.
Oh man, which we have.
I don't know if I can tag that though on my fan page because I'm trying to be a good representative of this.
I'm sorry.
Porn, cocaine, to this week on the. And speaking of which, you keep trying to number the episodes. And I
didn't number the last one. I did not number the last one.
But you didn't call it anything specific.
No, I didn't. This week it's going to be corn. We're talking about corn.
Talk about corn.
Coke, porn, gangsta.
There we go.
Episode.
The episode of porn, coke, and gangsta.
Bam. There you go. Dude, I'll tell you right now.
Stop turning my head like
imagine,
this.
your bald head is in it. But imagine.
Take your head off.
No, I don't. No, I got that spot right here. It's bad.
Yeah, you're going to go full Charlie Brown.
I am. It's pretty bad. Here's the thing. We're going to name it that, and then we're going to get clicks because people are going to want to watch.
Well, yeah. Well, anytime people are going to YouTube porn and cocaine.
Bam.
Boom.
Trying to help you out.
Yeah, well,
you know what? I don't even think I want to get on the next subject. I don't really want to get on the next subject.
Well,
I don't remember what the hell it was.
Yeah, no, we were supposed to do something else, but
yeah, the hell with it.
We've kind of gone off topic.
But you know what? It's all right though. It's our shit.
What makes it a good show.
The hell we want.
It makes it a good show is when people have a script written down.
Which, by the way, we didn't get to talk about, is the victory cookies we used in the beer.
We did. Which you sullied with some shitty pretzels.
I didn't do that.
I know.
That was all.
Flex your local celeb star up on it.
I am not a celebrity. I am just a guy.
You're the #1 DJ in Central. Well, didn't you have some kind of award like that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Just for this rating period.
Well,
shh, no, I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, no.
Oops.
People. Don't tell everybody.
Anyway, I wish it transferred to dollars. I really wish it would transfer to dollars.
It doesn't.
But it doesn't.
It's amazing. Wins don't either.
No. Bam, there you go. When you're 7-1, I mean,
nice.
what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about all it is right there.
With my phone.
All right, what do we have? Wow. What do we have coming up in the next year? Let's look at the next year in MMA, UFC, the Bellator.
Bellator's doing. This is going to be their first year under the Coker regime. Interesting to see where that goes. Cool to see they still kept the badass intro ramps.
Yeah.
First card had a bunch of really good
great.
fights.
Yeah.
But again, it was very under advertised. Their next show, you're going to get to see a bunch of highlights of me getting punched in the face, so that's a bit of a pisser.
Oh, because what's his name's fighting?
Yeah, because McGeary's fighting for the title. So.
Well, see, what had happened was you got hit right in the jaw.
I did, really hard.
And you knew you were. I still think that video. Cut to the video.
Yeah, there we go. No, don't cut to that video.
We can't cut that video?
I don't want to cut to that video. Look at that video. Uncut from that video. No video.
Oh, come on.
Ass.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, so we got to figure out a way to get Ryan's fight still into. But yeah, no. The thing that kills me is when did you see I made they put me on the top knockouts of the year too. It was just
Did they really?
Just a nonstop
I didn't see that
pee in
one.
my eye. But I watched it and I was to this day I'm still like, God,
dude.
Damn
the
it,
funniest thing was you
so
falling
pissed.
down and you were like, "Son of a!" And just like,
dude. As soon as I hit the ground, I look up and John's standing. I go, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I do it twice, and I take my mouthpiece out, and
it was done.
Pissed me off. Fight should have continued. Screw you guys. Anyway, not you guys. You guys are cool. Screw you.
Why gotta be me?
Because you're
I make fun of you. It's live. I told you it's man love. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
I thought that was what's that X thing there?
What's
Expo?
Expo?
The Man Love Expo. Yeah, I wasn't invited.
Oh God,
I thought I was gonna come hang out with you.
I swear to God, you're getting kind of diva-ish. I don't even know if I can deal with you anymore.
I need to do something.
You become a diva. What's your problem? Have a Snickers, bitch.
I can't. I'm in fight camp.
All right, we'll talk about that soon. All right, we're gonna wrap up Crazy Smooth Combat Radio.
Pow,
Coke,
pow.
porn, gangsta.
That's how we roll.
Bam.